Hey folks, welcome back to the Trinity Episcopal Church YouTube Bible study. I'm the Reverend Jimmy Abbott here at historic Trinity Church on Galveston Island. And today we're going to mix it up a little bit and we are going to read from Romans chapter 13. Here we go. Owe no one anything except to love one another. For the one who loves another has fulfilled the law. The commandments, you shall not commit adultery, you shall not murder, you shall not steal, you shall not covet, and any other commandment are summed up in this word, love your neighbor as yourself. Love does no wrong to a neighbor, therefore love is the fulfilling of the law. Now, I love how St. Paul has twisted around the commandments to give us a new insight. You know, so often we like to knock on Paul for some of the things he says, and then there's something like this that just astounds us because it's so beautiful and so powerful. It really gives us an insight, I think, into Paul's psychology and that he is a human like us. But I experience this all the time. You know, here at Trinity Church, we also have Trinity School. And just this morning, I saw this happen. There were a couple of kindergartners sitting in the hallway, getting ready for classes to get started. And they were sort of, being handsy with each other. And the teacher came up and said, "Keep your hands to yourself." Now, I thought this was interesting. She could have said, "Don't hit each other," but instead she said, "Keep your hands to yourself." She has done just like St. Paul has done, is taken a negative commandment and made it into a positive one. And sometimes we think about all of the laws, not only the laws from the Holy Scriptures, but the laws in our secular world. They're all, do not do this, do not do that. And if you do that, this is what's going to happen to you. This is your punishment. But I love how Paul transforms that. Love your neighbor as yourself. That is the truest, deepest commandment that fulfills all the other commandments. And it makes it into a positive thing. So rather than going about your day thinking about what you need to not do, instead, this is the baseline. Love my neighbor as myself. And then you can start thinking about what you should do and can do and ought to do. I want to say, too, this is very much how we Anglicans, Episcopalians, come about our ethics. Rather than creating whole lists of things that we shouldn't do, big sort of categories and catalogs of laws and commandments and church rules, rather, we build off of exactly what St. Paul says. When we are creating an ethical stance on any particular issue, this is where we begin. Love your neighbor as yourself. And then we ask, okay, how can I best love my neighbor as myself in this particular setting? Rather than coming up with rules that say you shouldn't do this, that, or the other. I want to keep reading. Besides this, you know what time it is, how it is now the moment for you to wake from sleep. For salvation is nearer to us now than when we became believers. The night is far gone, the day is near. Let us then lay aside the works of darkness and put on the armor of light. Let us live honorably as in the day, not reveling in drunkenness, not in debauchery and licentiousness, not in quarreling and jealousy. Instead, put on the Lord Jesus Christ and make no provision for the flesh to gratify its desires. You can see again how Paul is transforming this. Put on the Lord Jesus, and then you won't even have to think about avoiding drunkenness or licentiousness. That's such a great word and hard to say. Instead, you have put on the Lord Jesus, which is a positive command. So, of course, you wouldn't be doing those things, but you don't have to think about not doing them because your mind will be so consumed with doing the right thing. Obviously, I get really excited about these kinds of ethics. This kind of ethic is called teleological. Always thinking about the ends, the goal, the telos, rather than the sort of duty-bound ethics of I shouldn't do this, I shouldn't do that. Rather, we Anglicans, we Episcopalians are always thinking about what is the best end that can happen here? What is our goal? What is the purpose? And you can see here that we get that so much from St. Paul. The purpose is to love our neighbor as ourselves, to put on the Lord Jesus. And from that standpoint, is how we make all of our ethical decisions. I'd love to hear from you if you have any comments or insights about the difference between negative laws and positive laws. I would love to hear from you.